Hey guys, it's Carly Smith, the Fairy Godmother here, and today we are making one of my favorite recipes, and that's baby back ribs. Today we're just doing a very basic aromatic rub with a lot of different herbs and spices, and then we're just going to slow cook them in the oven for a few hours so they're just fall off the bone delicious. So to get started, right here I have some baby back ribs from US Wellness Meats. These are no hormones or antibiotics, sustainably raised, which is super important because foods that are loaded with toxins and chemicals are really wreaking havoc on the gut. So these are all super clean meats. They're gonna be better for you and better tasting. The first thing we wanna do in preparing the ribs is pat them dry with a paper towel. So we just dry them off and get both sides. So after you dried them with a paper towel, you're going to want to work towards removing this outer membrane on the back of the ribs. So basically it's just this white layer of connective tissue essentially that you'll want to just get under with just a little knife. And then from here, you can generally work towards pulling it apart. So now that you have the membrane removed, we're going to go ahead and assemble the spice rub. So I have a bunch of different really flavorful aromatic spices here. I have a tablespoon of paprika, a tablespoon of chili powder, a tablespoon of onion powder, a tablespoon of mustard powder, a tablespoon of celery powder, a couple tablespoons of oregano, about a tablespoon of sea salt, a tablespoon of garlic powder, and then 1 to 2 tablespoons of coconut sugar, half teaspoon of black pepper, and about a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. So now we're just gonna take these herbs and put them in a bowl to assemble the rub. And just whisk this all together so that it's nice and combined. Smells great. So you have a little bit of sweetness in here from the coconut sugar, but so many different spices and a little bit of salt. So it's a really nice mixture of flavors. Once that's nicely combined, you just go ahead and start assembling the rub on the ribs. And then definitely use your hands to really get the rub into the meat, and that's really important. And then definitely make sure you do both sides of the meat. Okay, so once your ribs are nicely seasoned, we'll transfer them to a baking sheet. So right here I have a baking dish lined with a little bit of aluminum foil and then with some parchment paper. And so we just transfer the ribs to our baking dish. And then just fold everything up in the tin foil, kind of like you're wrapping a present. So you want it nicely sealed so it stays nice and warm on the inside. Make sure you get all the edges. Okay, so our ribs are nice and tightly packed in here. I'm going to transfer these to the oven at about 275 degrees Fahrenheit for roughly 3 hours. So while we're waiting for our ribs to cook, I'm gonna prepare this super simple, gut-healthy coleslaw recipe. So to get started, we're first going to add in about a cup of chopped cabbage. Now I use red cabbage here, but you could use green cabbage or Chinese cabbage, whatever works best for you. And then I have about a 1/2 cup of sauerkraut here. So sauerkraut is great for gut health. It helps to repopulate the gut with the beneficial bacteria. So we're gonna add a little bit of that into our coleslaw. And then about a couple tablespoons of olive oil and about a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. and about a 1/4 cup of homemade mayo. Now, I have this homemade mayo recipe on my website, and it's super easy to make. Basically, it's just adding an egg and avocado oil, a little bit of lemon juice into a blender until it's all nice and thick and creamy. So we're gonna add that to our coleslaw. And then we're gonna add the juice of 1 lemon. And then a little bit of lemon zest. Then here I have about a pinch of sea salt, a tablespoon of poppy seeds, and about a teaspoon of celery salt. And then just mix everything together. So you want everything kind of nicely combined here so that all the flavors are mixed together. Okay, once everything is well mixed, you just want to transfer this to the refrigerator for about 30 minutes to an hour to allow all the flavors to combine. So our ribs are still in the oven and we just prepared a gut healthy coleslaw. Now we're on to a potato salad. So to prepare, I have about 2 to 3 cups of golden yellow potatoes that I have boiled and then immediately cooled. So this boiling and immediately cooling the potatoes really helps to preserve the resistant starches, which are excellent for gut health. This is essentially what the beneficial bacteria eat to live on in the gut. So we have our potatoes here, and to this, I'm just going to add a few stalks of chopped celery, and then about a 1/4 cup of diced red onion, and about a cup of homemade mayo. So to this, we're going to add about a tablespoon of fresh chopped dill, which it smells so delicious. I love dill. And then we are going to zest 1 lemon. And then slice the lemon in half, and we'll use the juice of the lemon. And then a little pinch of paprika. And then from here, just mix everything up until it's all nice and combined. I coarsely chopped these potatoes, but you can dice them to your liking. I like my potato salads just a little bit thicker. So again, just finding what works best for you and what you like the best. But continue mixing this until all the potatoes are well coated. And then once you've finished mixing, you can add just a sprinkle of paprika on top, maybe some extra chopped dill. This just adds a nice little color. And then throw this in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes to an hour so all the flavors have time to come together. So we just took the ribs out of the oven, and I wish you guys could smell this because it smells incredible. They're just starting to peel off the bone, which is exactly what we want. And then from here, I'm going to just cover them in a little bit of barbecue sauce, and then we'll put them back in the oven just for a few more minutes. Okay, now I'm going to throw these ribs back in the oven for about another 3 minutes. So I just took the ribs out of the oven, and these just look and smell absolutely incredible. So I'm going to cut a couple of these up and put these on a plate. And you'll see they're just kind of starting to fall off the bone. Exactly what we want to see here. Wow, so delicious. Yum. Then I'm going to serve this up with just a little bit of a coleslaw. And then, of course, some potato salad. Well, these look and smell delicious. I'm gonna have to give this a try. I've been waiting all day for this. That is absolutely incredible. It's smoky and sweet, and the meat is just falling off the bone, super tender. You guys are seriously going to love this. And there you have it, some baby back ribs with a gut-healthy coleslaw and a potato salad, a summertime staple. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this cooking demo. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel for more cooking videos coming soon. Thank you guys so much for watching.